What I imagine their internal dialogue is, oh my gosh, mom's making Happy Harvest nibblers! The dogs really wanted to lend a helping paw today, so I did what any responsible pet parent would do and totally caved. There may have been some very creative measuring on their end, but that's okay. So now, with a little help from our human opposable thumbs, let's lend a hand where their adorable paws have left off.
So let's get started.
Start by measuring a 4th cup of applesauce. You know, the one you optimistically had bought forever ago during your healthy snack phase and now is abandoned behind the oat milk in the fridge. Ask me how I know. Anyway, pour it into the food processor. While it might splatter everywhere, that's okay. We can only do our best. Bravely add 1 egg, while simultaneously remembering all those times your mom lectured you about the dangers of salmonella. Like, I'm curious to know, was this a collective experience from everyone's mom or just mine? Next, 1 cup of pumpkin puree, filled with lots of fiber and holiday memories.
All right, with your newly messied hands,
1 cup of shredded carrots.
we're gonna eat.
Lastly, sprinkle in a ½ teaspoon of turmeric powder. Great for lowering inflammation and temporarily making your cookware a little bit orange. With your handy dandy orange blendy scrapey tool extravaganza, awesome, can't believe it's here, nudge everything to the bottom of the blender. Put the lid back on the food processor and then blend. Watch as everything spins together in a collective bundle of goo. After a few minutes, take a quick pause and carefully check underneath the blades to make sure there's no unblended food stuck under there. You're doing great. You got this. I believe in your abilities to make dog treats. We're in this together. Put the lid back on and blend for maximum blendiness. And also, really important, make sure to do a random little dancey dance. This kitchen does run on whimsy and pet hair. Next, measure out 1 cup of oat flour. Pour it in confidently. Even if some of it ends up on the counter, your sleeve, mysteriously inside your sock, you got this. Oat flour kind of goes where it wants, and we respect that. Blend the batter for a few minutes until smooth. Now stop the processor and add a ½ cup of rolled oats. Put the lid back on and blend one more time for just a couple seconds. It might sound like a jet engine warming up, that's fine, probably. Really important step, make sure to take a couple minutes to pet your dog. I'll wait. Today we're using a Ziploc bag. Now it's time to prepare the batter transfer, which sounds really official, but it's mostly just trying to scrape the sticky goop into it. If you have a piping bag, amazing. You are a majestic kitchen unicorn. And just do your best to scoop the batter in without covering your hands, sleeves, and possibly the dogs in the process. You might think to yourself, this part would be easier with the second person. And you know what? You might be right. But we're here now. You got this. Set it aside. And ta-da! Pour a small amount of olive oil into a dish. Also, now's a good time to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. Grab your silicone molds and your trusty cooking brush and dip the brush in to paint your masterpiece. Gently brush the oil into each mold. The goal is to try not to get too distracted by your dog's non-blinking eye contact.
Bam.
And snip off the corner. Not too big, not too small, just enough to confidently say, I meant to do that, when the batter comes out a little bit sideways. Start piping the batter into each mold. Remember, your dog does not care about perfection. Probably cares a lot about squirrels though. Once the molds are filled, grab a butter knife and gently smooth the tops.
You know, what I really like about smearing batter is the fact that it's just relaxing.
Take a moment. Look at what you've created. That smells like autumn and nutrition. Place the silicone molds onto a parchment-lined baking tray. Now carefully put the tray into a preheated oven. Set your timer for 20 minutes. While those are baking, it's time for the bonus round using the leftover batter. Grab a parchment-lined baking tray, squeeze out small cookie-sized dollops. They don't have to be perfect, they just have to exist, like most of us before coffee. Once the timer goes off, carefully remove the tray from the oven.
Delicious.
The molds will be hot. Using oven mitts and tongs, flip the treats out of their molds. Arrange your treats flat side down on the tray. And alongside your cookie-shaped creations, put them both into the oven to bake for 20 minutes until golden and delicious. Your dog might at this point be hovering so close you can feel their breath on your ankle. When the timer sounds, take the treats out of the oven and let everything cool down completely. This might be the hardest part, waiting, especially with your dog staring at you like you just denied them entry into the best thing ever. Patience will pay off. Once cooled down, the treats should be adorable and a little squishy. And just like that, you did it! Wow, great job! For optimal freshness, store in the refrigerator for up to 5 to 7 days. That is, if your dogs don't eat all the treats first. The first day, you may want to keep it in an open baggie or perhaps put a napkin inside the container that you're using to combat any excess moisture. If your dog could clap, they'd be giving you a standing ovation. You did an awesome job today, and they are so totally thanking you for it, I'm sure. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day, everyone!